real black man. The invitation is there for you. But today, we're standing as one to go down to the House of the Commons there and to show them so that they can see our face and feel our spirit as oneness. The Black Father Support Group is with every one of you. Greetings.
All right, coming like some dead energy out there. The man said greetings. Yell it! Who are we? Can't hear you. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? All right, so we know that, you know, the vocal card them nice and everything like that. So here what we're going to do now. See, we're moving swiftly, you know. So me came talking right now. So we're called Daniel from Manchester Reparation Justice Forum. Daniel, where you there? Daniel, all the way from Manchester.
And Sister Jolene from Brixton.
And Sister Jolene from Brixton. Yell!
Greetings, people, greetings. Not going to be too long still. Everybody bless. Yes, so here a man say he's been on the road for 3 hours. Well, I was up last night with the team in Manchester making manners, collecting the last bits, and making sure everyone in Manchester is aware of the movement on today. So we're down here, that's the main thing. And for me, we have to remember the struggle's never too hard for us. We have to remember what our ancestors went through for us to come through here today. So any kind of struggle you're going through in life, it's hard, but it's not harder than what they go through. We have to remember that. I just want to give thanks to my people in Manchester, the Reparations Forum. We are regular that comes on the streets and goes out there, meet the people, to galvanize them, to let them know about the Mangamese. Also, I'd like to give thanks to my family in Leeds as well, that actually take time out to entertain us and to support us and let us come up and do a presentation. We've made communications with Liverpool as well. So further on in the year, around the History Month, which they so-called give us, we're going to be up there at the Slavery Museum, pushing the agenda to them. Also, we have a number of postcards we'll be pushing out in our community for everyone to lobby against their MPs. Now, we have a centre in Manchester where people can come that's not aware, and we do it for them. Because sometimes we have to do it for our people because they don't quite know. So those with strength has to come forward and stand up. Yes? So, as the slogan said, nothing for us without us. Just like to give thanks to everyone, let you know Manchester's in the place. And yes, anyone you know in the region, please tell them, reach to my side in Hume and come and check Daniel, part of the Manchester Reparation Justice Forum. Give thanks, people. Blessings.
Next we'll call out Sister Askan for the National Nyabingi Order. Yellow!
Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Empress Menen. Blessings and strength to each and every one. Well done yourself for coming forward. Because today is a great day. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, people. Because repatriation is a must, you know. It's a real thing. I've done it. I live in Shashamane. My daughter was the one who made the move, though. Let me tell you, Africa, any country you want to choose, just choose a place and go and find your place. Yes, don't worry about the money, you know. Find the airfare. Believe me, if you have the intention and the good heart, you can go and be readying up yourself so that the ones on the land know that there is more coming. Because we have to, the repatriation is also about educating the people at home to receive us. We are not here to go home and recolonize our nation of Africans. Remember me tell you that, you know. So that just because Mr. Manganese did don't educate you and give you certain skills, don't think you never pick it up. Willie Lynch make sure that we roll away full up of some of them foolishness. And then when we meet our people on the land, we have all kind of things to pretend like we're better than them. Nothing don't go so. It's an illusion. Get home before you get too old and sick and tired. Because your children are your future and they want you to get them a future which is secure. And it can only be on our African continent. Because believe me, the Europeans know that. The Chinese know that. The Indians, they know that. Any country in Africa you go, you see them have our people under slavery, just like them have around here. Because anything you have to buy from another nation. Anything at all. In the time when I was growing up in this country, no Indian people wasn't here. I'm not being racist or nothing. But let me tell you, we the black people who built this country. Yes, we know when they first come. Because it's we support them in that time. When Mr. Singh come round the community in Peckham with him grip and sell him things for Sunday morning, every black people in the whole of the UK know about Mr. Singh and we support him. And you see Mr. Singh they know. Because guess what? We have not yet learned to support our own people. We still don't support them. We still buy from Clark's. And everybody knows that we black people are the best shoemakers on the land anywhere. People, wake up. Do emancipate yourself because we are free. We are strong. And they cannot stop us no matter what. Repatriation now. Rastafari.
Yeah! All right, we have Sister Anifa.
Greetings, African family, brothers, sisters, enemies and frenemies, spies. We know you're here. I'm here to represent my ancestors. We're keeping it real today. We're keeping it real. This is a family event. Yeah? When we leave from here, it doesn't stop here. We've got to keep moving. We're going to sign these petitions. We're going to let Theresa May see the signatures of the Windrush generation, the signatures of the NHS founders, mothers and fathers, the signatures of the black brothers and sisters who died in the wars. I'm for real. I'm ready for the uprising. I'm ready for the uprising. So brothers and sisters, let me tell you one thing. You need to be focused. Reparate your minds. I'm serious. Reparate this. We need to control your thinking, your actions. We need to be real on the front line. This is a serious thing because we are living in the system and the regime of white supremacy. This is real. This is real. And white supremacists, they're the racists. You can't separate the two of them. It's the same. White supremacy is racism. Racism is white supremacy. So you gotta stay focused. Stay focused with the movement, how we move, what we're moving with. Reparate your minds. This is very important. I have been with the movement for the past 3 years. I'm the granddaughter of a Garveyite. My mother was a Pan-Africanist. Bless my grandmother's soul because she raised me the best she could. And I'm following her path. And I'm telling you now, the past 3 years, it's been tough. It's been hard. When I'm out there on the front line, getting these petitions signed, do you know how many people ridicule me? Look at me as though this is not worthy of? They've chanced me down, ridicule me. I know. Every day. But this is the real problem we're having. The problem is that too many of us, we think we've got the privilege to do as we please. It doesn't always work like that. Time? Right. I'm going to have to finish. Thank you, brother. But the reality is that let's reparate this. It doesn't stop here. It does not stop here. Reparate your mind. Move forward. Get your soldiers. Recruit your soldiers. I'm a 70s baby. I was born and raised in the 70s, so you know I've seen the marches. You know I've seen the riots. I've seen the founding fathers of the Black Panther movement in the UK. The Pan-Africanist movement. I've seen them all. But we need to recruit more soldiers. Soon, many of us are going to be too old to carry the baton. Raise your soldiers. Bring them forward. Keep reparating their minds. I'm tired of seeing YouTube videos of brothers killing brothers, sisters killing brothers. The latest one I saw was a brother who murdered his mother on the streets. And I'm telling you now, I've got to cut it short. But I'm for real. I'm all for the revolution. I'm ready for the uprising. There's a saying, if you are not with us, you've got to be against us. One or the other. You're with us or against us. Power to the people. One love.
Yeah! You know, we have to apologize for cutting people very short, but we were supposed to start at 10 o'clock. Yeah, but we just come when we just come, so we're not watching nothing. Sister Julie! Sister Julie from Bristol, where there? All right.
Greetings. Before we start to head off, we need to know that our keynote speakers for Parliament Square are present and correct and right here. So now, can I call forward, please, Professor Gus John? Can I call forward Sister Mama Kambandavai of the Overhead? Can I call forward Stephen Golding of the Jamaica National Council on Reparations? And can I call forward Bristol's Lord Mayor, Councillor Cleo Lake? Can you all come forward, please? Can I ask you to come forward because we're just about to move off and we've got one more international address to give you before we lead off. She said she never wants to speak about it.
All right, what I need from everybody, we need everybody undivided attention. I know not all having their own conversations, but at this moment in time, there's some instructions I need to share with you all. So can we have your undivided? That means you turn to the person next to you and say, shh. Drummers, can you hold it down, please, drummers? Drummers, can you just hold it down, please? Drummers, can you just hold it down, please? Drummers. Right, this is where we talk about discipline and respect. I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody, so I'm asking the bubba them if you can tell the drummer them to ease down because I need to give some instructions and everybody. I know. Them different, all right. I need one order. Drummers, ease down a bit, one order, give thanks. What we have to understand is that if we don't exercise discipline, our enemies would use our undiscipline to destabilize our organizations, infiltrate them, and destabilize our march. So we have to have discipline. Nobody in here can discipline you. You have to discipline yourself. All we can do is request from you to discipline yourself. There is no single and no other entity here but us. We are one. We have given libation in all the different spiritual practices that we practice here. So what we are showing you, that we respect and honor the different sects of our African community. So you must reciprocate the same honor and respect we have bestowed upon you. If we show disrespect to each other, then our enemy is free to disrespect us. So I shouldn't have to speak more than once. I'm not your daddy, me not your grandfather, me just your facilitator. The only way that we can do what we do is you give us the permission to do it. We are your servants. You don't serve us, we serve you. Any leader of any organization serves the congregation. The congregation don't serve them. So we can only be successful if you make us successful. That is African. So, when we move off, there's a series of things. The first thing is we are going to have a banner at the front of the march. We expect everybody to honor it and stay behind the banner. We don't need anybody running in front of the banner doing them own thing. We have 9 blocks. We have the block banners right there on the paving. Sister Toya, could you come forward, please? Sister Toya, our secretary, can you come forward, please? We have the 9 block banners there. Whichever block you are a part of, you go within that banner group. I will be at the front of the march with Sister Esther, Sister Jendai, and all our keynote speakers. My staff will be the signal node. And can we have Mama Linda Way come forward, please? When I raise the staff, that means you stop. When I put back down the staff, when I raise the staff again, that means we move. Have we got that? Yes, sir. I can't hear you. Say, yes, Prophet. Have we got that? Yes, all right. So when I raise the staff, while we're marching, we stop. I'll put the staff down once we stop. When I raise the staff and go so, that means we move. So we got that. All right? How you feeling? No, when I say how you feeling, say I feel African. How you feeling? I can't hear you. How you feeling? How you feeling? All right, Sister Jendai.
Okay, brothers and sisters, those who have booked a place on the mobility bus who are taking part in the march but need to travel in the mobility bus need to make a way that way to the red bus. That way, but nobody with the left or right, because we're going to get it wrong. Just go that way to the red minibus. Just one moment, please. Mama Lindiwe Seller, please come forward. The bus is waiting to leave. Sister Toya. Can I ask all our keynote speakers to come forward because they need to be behind the main banner for the march.
Me say me shining brightly wherever we go now. But we're going to do it a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3. In fact, I'll start with the original version, which is I am a light, oh. 1, 2, 3. I am a light, oh. I'm a light, oh. I'm a light, oh. I'm a light. I say me shining brightly wherever we go now. I'm a light, oh. shining all over Brixton, shining all over London, shining all over England. I'm a light, oh, I'm a light, oh. I beg you turn to your right now. Beg you turn to your left now. I beg you turn around now. I'm a light, oh, I'm a light, oh, I'm a light, oh. So we go on this march now. As we go on this march now, we ancestors are with us now. Cause we're shining brightly. Reparation. I'm a light, oh. So remember when me tell you, I'm a light, oh. Remember when me tell you, we're shining brightly for repatriation, for re-education, for spiritual awareness. I'm a light, oh. So remember when we tell you, I'm a light, oh.
Sister Yamin, Sister Yamin, healer. Okay, elders, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, supporters, sympathizers and spies, we are ready to get organized to take off. So, we need to have the main banner at the front, and can we ask the front delegation of our keynote speakers, including Professor Gus John, Sister Councillor Cleo Lake, Councillor Joshua Brown-Smith, Mama Kambandavai, and Brother Stephen Golding. You all need to be at the front of the march, so please make your way to the front and move with Sister Esther. If you booked your place on the mobility bus, which is just here to the side, the red bus, please make your way to it now, it's waiting for you. The first block behind the main banner blocks will be the ancestors block. The ancestors block. So Sister Toya is there, and can I ask you, any banner that you are given, please return it to the main stage this evening. So Sister Toya, ancestors block. This is the first block behind the main banner march. So if you have come to represent an ancestor, maybe you are in costume, maybe you are wearing something discreet, maybe you have somebody in mind that you...
Just follow the banner, the ushers them here with guidance. Quaker, brother, Quaker! Brother Quaker! Brother Quaker, we need Yes, my brother. This is a revolution. This is a revolution.
They were going to have a little stop there, but they obviously I know that this road is I use 20,000
Hot water coming through. Hot water. Watch me put. All right. Hot water.
What's that?
Teach about our black heroes in the schools. Teach about our black heroes in the schools. We ruled in Europe for nearly 1,000 years. It is not taught in the schools. Teach black history in the schools. Together we stand fighting the war. Together we stand fighting the war.
We usually stuck under the bridge.
Yes.
This is the annual African Emancipation Day Reparation March. www.reparationmarch.org. Sign the petition. This is your annual African Emancipation Day Reparation March. www.reparationmarch.org. Sign the petition. If you want to your ancestors, go on the side and sign www.reparationmarch.org and sign the stuff to go on the music. Just create. www.reparationmarch.org. Sign the petition. The annual African, we do this every year in African on the 1st of Messiah, the 4th of October, and then on the 1st of August. On the 1st of August, annually, we march to go to the British government to account for the injustices and the slaughter and murder of other groups of people on planet Earth. Sign the petition, www.reparationmarch.org. The annual African Emancipation Day.
Why
I'm saying if it was true.
Show you the depth.
But this was not not something. No, it was mostly something. But printing is a policy.
We are willing to go.
Yeah. You want to try the wire? You alright? Hello? Are you hearing me? Yes. Brothers and sisters, I greet you in the name of Africa, and I greet the African spirit that dwells within each and every one of us. Ashe. Ashe. I want us to never underestimate the importance of what we've just done and what we will continue to do until we go home this evening.
Professor, point it up, like that. Yeah.
We've just had this fast called the Windrush celebrations in the last few weeks. And many people have colluded with the British state, even as they have been killing our loved ones. We can only allow people to do things to us if we forget our responsibilities to one another. Reparations is not about money. Reparations is not about giving this, that, and the other to this government or that in the Caribbean or in Africa. Reparations have got to start with us, and it's got to start with our anger at what these people did to our ancestors. And we need to demonstrate that we are doing the repair and healing amongst ourselves. Let us be very clear about that. David Cameron in 2015 went to Jamaica and told the people that he was going to build them a prison. Cameron was acting in his self-interest and that of the British state. They wanted to build a prison so that he could export, repatriate all of those prisoners who are too populous in the jails of this country. But then, why did he do that? Why didn't he acknowledge that many of the Windrush generation go back to various parts of the Caribbean? They build houses in the hope that sun, sea, and air could keep them alive for longer. But before they could even rest their heads in some of those houses, they've got to come back to this country or for health reasons. Cameron did not say all of those people who gave most of their lives to building Britain have a right to a decent retirement in the Caribbean. And therefore we will repair the infrastructure of the health service which we left in a state when we gave people their independence. He did not say that. Rather than that, he says, we will build you prisons. And he talks about the Windrush generation and the hostile environment as if the hostile environment started yesterday. The hostile environment has been there since 1962. Let us not forget it. Every single piece of immigration legislation was more brutal and draconian than the rest, more racist than the one that went before. And some of us believe that because there are people like me and you in that place over there, we've made it. They talk about progress because we have David Lammy and Diane Abbott and this one and that one and the next one. But frankly, my position is this. Any Tom, Dick and Harry, Mary Jane or Sue could aspire to be an MP. There's no reason why they shouldn't aspire to be an MP as well. But don't get twisted up. The fact that they are there in that place does not mean that our position is any better than it was before they went there. Let us understand that. And let us understand, therefore, that our responsibility is to hold this government's foot to the fire at all times and in every situation and do the repair amongst ourselves. Our community needs a lot of healing. We impose oppression upon one another. Our men and our women, we on our children upon one another. And the fact of the matter is this: if Black lives matter, they matter not only when they're taken by white people, but by we ourselves. And all of those young men who are killing one another, they are not foxes. They don't live in holes. They live in somebody's house. They go to bed with somebody. Somebody feeds them. Yeah. And then if we abide by this don't snitch policy, and we allow more and more of our people to be killed because we let these murderers dwell among us, then we ourselves are responsible for our own oppression. So at the same time that we're holding their foot to the fire, let's take some responsibility for ourselves. And let it begin with love within our hearts, so that we can show love to one another. We could be concerned about what happens when our children get arrested, when somebody else's children get arrested. We could be concerned about the fact that some children get excluded, and some of us encourage head teachers to exclude them because we believe that they're hindering the learning of our own children. The more we divide ourselves along those lines and don't take responsibility for one another, is the more these wretched people are going to take liberties with us. So we have to understand that. And we have to understand that we're not talking about money. We are asking that the debt that these countries have suffered over the years, with structural adjustment from the IMF, the World Bank, the Inter-American Development Bank, all of that should be wiped out. Wipe it all out and build the infrastructure of those countries. You shouldn't risk dying because you step on a nail. And therefore,
Yeah, the big machine coming out.
and therefore, my friends, Selector, can you kind of reason what this thing? All right. And therefore, what we say is this. The United Nations declared 2015 to 2024 the International Decade of People of African Descent. This country, this parliament decided that they will not do anything according to what the United Nations argued. Okay, can you hear me?
so we have to make sure that we make this government do some stuff. Do something about what is happening to our children and the number of them who are being put in jail. Do something about the number of them being excluded from school and sent to these pupil referral units, which are just the waiting room of the prisons.
I agree.
Do something about that. Do something about the fact that too many of us believe that we are safe, and it's only people who are undocumented that are affected by immigration laws. That is not the case. And above all, we need to do something about the fact that these people divided us from our African brothers and sisters. So we talk about the Windrush, and we talk about people coming from the Caribbean without understanding that long before they came, Africans and Caribbean people were struggling together in this country for over a century. 1900, the first Pan-African Congress, organized by Henry Sylvester Williams, a Trinidadian barrister, 1900, with the support of loads of African people. So let's not continue those divisions amongst ourselves. We are one Pan-African people, one African nation, and we've got to understand that. And we've got to campaign so that the African Union and all of those African states make it possible for those of us who were not born on the continent to have free reign to go wherever we like in Africa. So that is what we have to fight for in reparations. And don't believe for one moment that our struggle is only with the British government. Our struggle is to fix some stuff amongst ourselves.
All right. Our next international speaker come all the way from the island of Jamaica. And he's also part of Jamaica National Council of Reparation. He is the son of one of the former prime ministers of Jamaica, Brother Stephen Golden!
yourself, brothers and sisters. What? You look like a farmer.
Hotep, I greet you in the language of the ancient Egyptians. To remember that it was your ancestors who built the first civilizations, who created reading and writing. In fact, we did such a good job that the rest of the world needed us to build their civilization. I come here today with a message of solidarity and a message of unity. And I come here with a message to those who sit in that house that we intend to settle accounts. Today is a public holiday in Jamaica. I don't know why it's not a public holiday in this country. It's a public holiday, and because of that, as children, sometimes we forget the significance of it. I'm not here to talk to you about emancipation, because emancipation is a fraud. I'm here to talk to you today about liberation, because our ancestors were about liberating themselves. They have always been in control of their own destiny. The story of emancipation is the narrative of our enemies and those who oppressed our ancestors. In fact, when we learn of emancipation in the history of Jamaica or in the history of the Caribbean, it is associated with names like Granville Sharp and William Wilberforce and other parliamentarians who found it politically to their benefit to be a part of what they call the abolitionist movement. That is not our history. Our history is a history of war, a history of struggle against the oppression that was brought against our ancestors who were trafficked across the Atlantic in the transatlantic slave trade. They tell you a story in the Caribbean that begins with your ancestors being slaves. Not being the first people to build civilizations, not the people who constructed the pyramids, who built the Sphinx, who taught the world to appreciate arts and sciences, but the history of slaves. If you know your own history, you know that the word slave was not even associated with African people. In fact, it refers to the Slavic people of Eastern Europe, not your ancestors. But yet this is the story they give us. So we become comfortable with the fact that we are descended from quote-unquote slaves. And that our history began on the plantation. And that some nice white men in the House of Parliament in Britain felt sorry for us, and so we were given emancipation. Don't believe the lies, brothers and sisters. Don't be hoodwinked, don't be bamboozled, don't be led astray. Your ancestors fought from the first days of the kidnappings and the rapes and the trafficking. We fought in Africa, if we remember, people like Queen Nzinga, King Benazir. We fought on the slave ships, if we remember, people like Sitke and Amistad and other ships that we took over. When we arrived in the ports in the west, we fought in the ports, if you remember, people like Enkos Bioho. And then we left the plantations and we fought in the hills. If you remember, people like Nana, like Kojo, like Kwao, like Akopo. If you remember, people like Jasper Yanga. If you remember, people like Kinzundi in Brazil. This is our true story. Not a story of emancipation, but a story of liberation. We taught the world about human rights. We taught the world that it was a crime to treat your brothers as property and your sisters as property. But the war is not over. And because we were fooled by an emancipation proclamation for generations, some of us might have forgotten that we were in a war. But I told you that we're here to settle accounts. As an African people, as the people who were the victims of the worst crime ever committed against any branch of the human family. We are now the last to be exacting the justice that is due unto us. They gave the Jews reparations for a 10-year Holocaust that we sympathize with them about. But 10 years does not compare to 3 centuries. 10 years does not compare to over 300 years. In America, they gave the Japanese Americans reparations for incarcerating them during World War II. Just recently, under the Obama administration, they paid reparations to the natives of so-called America, the North American Indians, for mismanagement of their reservations that they were sentenced to for so many years while their land was stolen. Yet the crimes committed against these people pales in comparison to what your ancestors suffered through. Some of them chose death rather than to live through it. You and I are the descendants of the ones who found the courage to live on and to survive. I ask you today, as we took 3 minutes to pause in recognition of our ancestors, I ask you to search your own feelings, search your own mind, search your own heart, and understand why it is your ancestors chose to survive through the horrors that were inflicted upon them. We are the reason. Because I know if someone took me from my family, from my children, from my wife, from my parents, not knowing where I was going and not knowing the horrors that I would face, the only thought that could keep me alive is that hope of returning, that hope of reuniting, that hope of seeing my family again. This is the reason we exist today. We have a duty to our ancestors to see this war through to the end. We have a duty to those who gave us life to fulfill those desires and hopes that they had. So today when I see young black children growing up, no matter where they are, as Peter Tosh said, no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African, we have to reclaim that identity. And in the reclamation of that identity comes our responsibility to fulfill the duty and the mission that our ancestors started. Reparations is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. It is a matter of how. But it requires us to consolidate, to organize, to centralize, to bring ourselves together. I see so many groups here from amongst the Pan-African community. I see so many groups that are coming together under this cause, and I salute that. This particular city has a significant history in that war that I speak of. Forget about Wilberforce. Forget about Granville Sharp. Remember people like Oluwada Equiano. Remember people like Ignacio Sancho, Kobuano Kotoba, the sons of Africa. It was they who brought the petition of freeing Africans to the halls of that building across the street there. It was they who brought the song to the attention of Granville and Sharp. It is they who made it a political issue, and because of that an Emancipation Proclamation came. So I want you, in knowing that history, to play your own role. It was in London that the first Pan-African Congress was held in 1900, remember? And as part of that conference, they went to Westminster and they went to Parliament, bringing the plight of Africans globally to their attention. So you have another duty now. This is where I'm going to leave you. Reparations requires all our efforts, just as the war on slavery did. Just as we had soldiers in the mountains and in the fields and on the ships, we also had soldiers in the plantation houses, poisoning the master sometime. We had soldiers carrying information, as in the case of Macandal and Bookman and Louverture in Haiti. We had to fight it on many fronts. And so when it comes to reparations in this country and getting their attention, I want you to remember that you have an election coming. The Windrush situation is almost the perfect storm in a teacup, because it exposes the hypocrisy it exposes the wickedness of their attitude towards African people. After rebuilding this country after World War II, they act like they want to forget. Just as much as they want us to forget that our ancestors fought a war. Malcolm X says it's the bullet or the ballot. The next time the ballot comes up, I want you in this country to make reparations an issue. I saw the speeches in Parliament about the Windrush. I saw the Prime Minister rushing to save face. Just as we are serious and outraged about that issue, let us get serious and outraged about the issue of reparation. Let every political party who expects to court your vote know that if they not talk about settling the accounts, if they not talk about reparations, they're not going to get your vote. This is the city that groomed and trained a young Marcus Garvey before he founded the greatest Pan-African organization ever. And I have the honor to lead the division in Jamaica of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. As said earlier, I'm a member of the National Council on Reparation. That council came about because we made enough of a noise to get the Parliament's attention, and the government themselves created the council. It has reverberated across the Caribbean, and now you have a CARICOM Reparations Commission. And I want to take the time to honor this sister here, Sister Esther, wherever she might be right now, somewhere nearby, for the work that she and her team and others have been doing in this country. Because that is the place we're going to take the fight. And we're going to make them answer for the injustices carried out not only by their own ancestors, but being carried out by them right now today, or we wouldn't have a Windrush saga going on. If their attitudes, you know what they say, children live what they learn. And so they have learned from their ancestors. I expect you to learn from yours. The bullet or the ballot, reparations in the house. Hotep, one God, one name, one destiny.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, family, friends, kings and queens, elders and spies. You are very welcome to the People's Open Parliamentary Session on African Reparation. Now, in a moment, we will continue with our speakers, but first of all, we are going to have our POPSAR, our People's Open Parliamentary Session on African Reparations. And this is a space where we hone our arguments, that iron sharpens iron, in terms of the arguments we are building, not just with the state, but with us as a community, to increase the effectiveness of our self-repair. Today is not just about challenging Wazungu. We are here to demonstrate to ourselves that we mean business, and we are willing and able and ready to challenge establishment power. And this is why the topic that we are debating today is so important. The motion we are debating today is this: be it resolved that the reparations march as a form of reparatory justice street protest is being made inadequate due to inactivity by the majority of its participants in taking steps to advance the campaign for reparations between the annual marches, before the march, after the march, not now. This is what two teams are going to be debating today. And I'm going to introduce to you Brother Leo Mohammed, who is the moderator for the POPSAR.
Greetings, family. Greetings, family. So everybody has got that, right? The motion is, be it resolved that the reparations march as a form of reparatory justice, street protest, is being made inadequate due to inactivity by the majority of its participants in taking steps to advance the campaign for reparations between the annual marches. In other words, as my sister said, before the march, people ain't doing too much. After the march, we're not doing anything. This is a problem. This needs to be more than one day, more than a one-day march. This needs to be something that we are active in 365 days a year if we're going to make a change and make a difference. That's the motion. That's what's going to be debated. Each speaker will have approximately 3 minutes to make their case. We're going to have 3 speakers for and 3 speakers against the motion. And we want you to participate by making noise to show who you support or what you agree with or what you disagree with. Do we have a deal? And then at the end, brothers and sisters, we'll vote to see what the outcome of the debate, of the outcome of the decision, the discussion is. So without further ado, I want to introduce the first speaker on behalf of the motion, and that's our beloved sister who just addressed us, Sister Jendai. Please put your hands together and welcome our first speaker.
Greetings, I am Sister Jendai. I am co-chair of the African Emancipation Day Reparations March. I am also a member of the Stop the Manganese We Charge Genocide Ecocide campaign team. And I am here to speak some uncomfortable truths that we need to face up to. And I am here and I contest that the march is being made inadequate. Inadequate because people are not reading what they could be doing, much less doing what they could be doing. The desire to learn in our community is low. The march has 5 aims. The Stop the Manganese campaign has 5 aims also. Who can name even 2? That is part of our problem, a preferred state of ignorance. People have short concentration spans. We have short staying power and still expect 1 day, a year, on its own to yield all the results they expect. That is the menticide, brothers and sisters. People have so many expectations of 10 poor people working with other volunteers to organize a one-day event than they have expectations of themselves. The savior complex is part of our menticide. One of the many symptoms of the manganese that we show. Then, them same people there have so much to say all year round about what did not go right and what other people should do. Every year an update report is made on the stopthemanganese.com website and circulated. Who reads it? Who has acted on it? Show me your hands. We have held one hand. We have held public meetings and awareness workshops. We have circulated a list of 20+ suggestions and activities and tasks that people can do collectively and individually. Who's done any of them? Do you even know what they are? We use social media But ego and stubbornness is plaguing some parts of our community. The majority of the Pan-African Afrocentric conscious community do not link with us to ensure their membership has reparations awareness activism on their agenda and on their education curricula. There's at the school. Where are the children? I will continue.
Come on, brothers and sisters. Come on, brothers and sisters, let's give our sister another hand. She had a lot more to say on the subject matter, but the speakers are given a maximum of 3 minutes, and we want to be strict with the time. So our next speaker, and this speaker now is speaking against what Sister just postulated, and so without further ado, could we please welcome to the platform Sister Toya.
Greetings everyone, I'm Sister Toya from the African Emancipation Day Reparations March Committee. Greetings. So as a young woman, it's my duty to ensure that the march remains visible and relevant. It significantly displays our support base from our people in the UK and beyond. It significantly displays our support base in the UK and beyond who identify with African reparations. Which other groups and processes do you know that are actively developing reparatory participatory strategies and tactics that incorporates all our different aspirations, interests and ideologies, and introducing all of our different ideas as the masses of our people. The march is a street column of the International Social Movement for African Reparations, and it's 100% controlled by us. The march has the websites, that's www.stopthemarkomeasy.com and the reparationsmarch.org. We have our social media platforms, the aims, the petition. It's all there for you to read to prove that we are active all throughout the year. Despite our internal and external struggles, we have proved that we can mobilize, organize and build staying power despite what the naysayers, critics and saboteurs say. We also have built relationships with international reparations movements in the USA, Europe and the Caribbean, and also international relationships with other groups that might not use the name as reparations, but they do reparatory practices like the EFF and the Biafra and Free West Papua activists and the Over Herero and Nama communities. Our recognition and our influence is growing, and although a lot of people may not think so, but throughout the year, the march brings together all aspects of our community, and it's our job to keep showcasing to the world that we unify under one banner and build an African power base, and that will ensure that we effect and secure reparations.
Brothers and sisters, let's give it up one more time for our sister. Sisters saying that despite the previous argument that nothing is happening, nothing is being done, she's saying enough things are going on, more so behind the scenes, internationally and otherwise. It's just that we don't necessarily see everything that's going on. And of course, she, like the first speaker, Sister Jendai, is also encouraging all of us to get involved and do more, because more can be done, brothers and sisters. So our next speaker, joining Sister Jendai as a speaker for the motion, is...
Come on, we
to wish you all endure. Please put your hands together and welcome our next speaker for the motion.
Forward. Forward the speaker.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Greetings. I support the motion on the following basis. Shouting, please. You can hear me? I support the motion on the following basis. The march to stop the amalgamacy is out there, have got aims, and is there for all to read and digest. And we realized that we are actually the demiurge of this campaign. And that we should also consciously reflect the veteran collaborators who aren't always interested in charging the genocide and ecocide campaigns. The complexes of frustration and aggressiveness, etc., may have proved too much for some of us because of the lack of self-knowledge and what is required to still fighting. Education is preparation for reparation. The motion speaks to a lack of action from all participants in this month. We've been coming here for 5 years and have produced a lot of evidence in our continuing amalgamacy in every aspect of our lives by the British state, the rest of Europe and the United States. What have we done with all that evidence? The first 20th century genocide by Germany happened between 1904 to 1908 on Ovahero and other nations of Namibia. And our ancestors paid a hell of a cost. Now, as descendants of affected communities, we, the Ovahero Genocide Foundation, the Nama Genocide Technical Committee, and the Association of Ovahero Genocide in the United States of America have taken Germany to court in the United States over the Holocaust. As we know, that's another aspect of obtaining reparatory justice through legal means. Where is our lawsuits against these perpetrators? When do we track them to court? How much have we conceded? And how much have we prepared to sacrifice? While our graves keep increasing, mental illness increases, our prisons being filled up with all African heritage communities. How much effort went into tackling Afrophobia from our own homes? For example, how much of you have we adopted African names? And how much have we taught our children about Ubuntu? In Southern Africa, we have very promising movements pushing for economic emancipation and land appropriation, as well as the return of ancestral land from colonized descendants. The economic freedom fighters in Tanzania and the landless people's movement in Namibia are pursuing the kind of revolution we all want and need. The lack of a coherent system of information sharing is evidence that we are not doing enough to foster stronger relationships to ensure re-establishing African sovereignty, land, wealth, resources, cultures, etc. We have to link up daily with progressive movements and support them and join their fight, because a liberated Africa with proper leaders, especially from youth-driven movements, is beneficial to our efforts here. Our time.
Come on, brothers and sisters, one more time, give our brother a round of applause. Again, brother is saying that things have been done, they've taken governments to court, but yet more can and should be done. Brothers and sisters, our next speaker against the motion is Brother Callum from Ubuntu. Please put your hands together for Brother Callum from Ubuntu. Is Brother Callum here? Okay, can we have Brother Kwame Osai to the platform, please? Brother Kwame Osai to the platform. And also Brother Callum from Ubuntu. These things have been arranged in advance. Brothers and sisters, these brothers know that they should be here because this is an open parliament discussion format where they need to be here ready to make their presentations. Okay, so we have Brother Kwame Osai who's going to go first, and we hope that Brother Callum from Ubuntu will shortly show himself. Please put your hands together for our brother Kwame.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right.
Christian, and I don't believe that it's a failure, because you can see how many of us are here today. It's testament to the fact that, you know, this thing is going to grow, and like, I'm proud to see that there's many young people here, many children, many young people under 25 years. So it says to me that something is happening, particularly with our young people, and you know, the message is going across. You know, I'm from Nottingham. I've come all the way from Nottingham with some people on the back, and we are doing a lot of outreach work in Nottingham. You know, we have a radio show that we do in Nottingham every Saturday, where we actually inform and educate people about these things. So before the march, we were advertising the march. You know, after the march, we're going to do a lot of, you know, outreach work in Nottingham. So the message is getting across. But like people have said, more can be done, more should be done, because over here, right, in 1807 and 1792, they did not vote to end slavery. Slavery ended in 1839 in Britain. Yeah, 1839. They believe 1807. Just down the road from here, we've got the City of London. Our ancestors' blood, sweat and tears helped build the City of London. Just across here, we've got Barclays Bank, we've got HSBC Bank, we've got Bank of Liverpool, we've got Fairbanks Bank. All those banks, yeah, were built with the blood and tears of all of us, of our ancestors. Yeah? So this is why we need to be here today. Right? Just over there, so. Right? There's a building not far from here. When 46,000 white people in this country were paid reparations of more than £20 million in 1800. In today's money, that is £17 billion. That was the biggest payout until the banking crisis of 2007. So that's the reason why we need to do more. We must do more, because we can't allow people to get away with the crimes to our ancestors. And the crimes that still happen today are young men and women in police stations being killed, like Joy Gardner, just the other day, for the 25th anniversary of the murder, the cold-blooded murder of our sister Joy Gardner. 25 years ago, Stephen Olsen was brutally murdered. To this day, his killers are still, or two of them, are still on the run in this country. That's not justice. Our young people killing one another is the reason why you and I need to be more active. I'm just going to end by saying that it's so good saying that I'm doing something. We've all got a role to play. You, I, our children, everyone's got a role to play. Because I am, because we are. Therefore I am, because we are. Good time.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm going to speak on the angle of being a representative. I've been doing the outreach work, as mentioned by Sister Jendai. She ordered that I do this in the West Midlands. And basically what I need to say is that we can do more. I've been out there on the streets, going to black businesses and African businesses, sharing a petition with them, the flyers, inviting them to the lectures, inviting them to the workshops, inviting them to various movement events. These are Pan-Africans who claim that they support reparations. And brothers and sisters, I am telling you, I've been so disappointed, because many of them have raised their fists, saying that they're all for reparations, and to sign the campaign of Stop the Mangamizi. And not one of them would step forward and join the movement to sign the petition. I've been in and out of the black businesses, their shops, where I've left petitions in the shops, and not one has been signed in 3 months. Can you believe that? Many of them claim that they signed the petitions, but they've lost them. So we can do better than this, brothers and sisters. We need to step up our game. We need to step up and look at our ancestors, our leaders, follow their motions of what they did. Follow Garvey, what he did. We need to reparate this and fix up ourselves and work on towards reparations. My brothers and sisters, it's been 2 years I've been on the front line, trying my best to invite brothers and sisters to the point I have stood outside the cinemas when the Black Panther movie was out. Do you know how many brothers was ready to ridicule me? How many sisters was ready to ridicule me? So we can do better than this. We can reparate our minds and do better than this. It breaks my heart to know that our leaders died in vain and we are still on this level to the point that we can't sign the petition. We've got the petitions ready online, we got hard copies, and still we are struggling to make that mark. Brothers and sisters, I think the problem is that many black brothers and sisters, we think we are too privileged to sign these petitions. And my last few words is, reparate your mind. Serious, this is serious business. We're not going nowhere. One love, power.
Babylon. Right outside.